In times of darkness, only learning can be the guide to your destination. Hi, everybody. Dare to Compete presents Winning Mantra, yet another endeavor to ignite the spirit of competitiveness. Today, we have Disha Kundra and Raunak Dirawat with us, the national winners of Bajaj Finserv Atom Season 2. And let's see what secret ingredient is there to their story. Hi, guys. First of all, Disha, tell us, how has the lockdown treated you? What all have you been doing during this quarantine?
To begin with, see, this is the time when I think the most of the people might be thinking that yes, their routines have normalized, might be living a healthy lifestyle, I would like to say. So you cannot just say that okay, I don't have time for anything now. So I have also been trying to cook new dishes. I was not aware how to cook. Okay, so I have started to learn a bit. And yes, it's time to read. It's time to uh, think that okay, what you actually want, and start learning on that. But yes, you cannot miss watching so many of TV shows, videos to keep yourself entertained. That is also important because having a peace of mind is also what so many people would be looking at in this lockdown, as you cannot go out, so you have to stay home, stay safe, but then yes, you have to keep learning and find out what you really want.
What about you, Ronak? What are you doing these days?
Yeah, so it's good time to spend with family because I was out away from home for a long time. So before I joined my new job with a new firm, it's like I'm getting a good time to spend with my family. I'm helping my father in his business. Like I'm trying to make some changes in his business because I have whatever I learned in my MBA, I'm trying to apply those concepts in my father's business right now. So it's good to help my family as well as my father and spending time with family. Yeah, that's
I think that's great. Even I have been reading a lot of books, I've been cooking, and I've been doing a lot of things lately apart from work when I get time. So, okay, let's move on to the most important question. Tell us something about Bajaj Finserv Atom Season 2. What was the competition all about? Disha, tell me.
So Bajaj Finserv Atom 2 is a platform that actually asks the B school students to present up their ideas, solve a business problem. But yes, it has two parts. One is where the team that would be coming up with different ideas on the topics that were given, probably around how the financial sector of the country works and what is that the customers of the future would be looking at, and that you need to do today to come up with something tomorrow. And then the second part is of the investors, where I and Raunak come in. We were in a position where we used to look at different ideas of different students, and then we used to actually invest whatever the capital that we had in that idea, and used to see, okay, is that what I think is what the maximum investors also think the same way? So this is how the idea went further to the next round. So it also has an angle of ethics, right, when it comes to investors, because you know actually what all the teams are doing. So you cannot just share the information to others also. So I think it was a pretty good competition that they have, the Bajaj. Uh, so there is no other competition that I've seen that works in this way, where the students itself analyze before going to the jury. So that is all I have.
What about you, Ronak? Tell us something about the competition that you found it was unique.
yeah. So most important thing, it was not a competition where you give your idea or your solution and you are done. You have to be in the competition for long time. Like it was the competition of 40 days. So every day we had to analyze ideas of other teams, and we have to like what is happening in the platform. As an investor, for us, like we had to analyze what how share price is going up and down of other of the teams and how other investors are behaving. So the unique thing is it's long journey. It's not one day you sit, you decide, you come up with the solution and give it, you submit the solution. You have to be in the game for like a long journey. Other thing is the platform which Bajaj created. It is like I can say everything was there. real company, real trading market is there, real companies are there, and real investors are there. So you feel like it's really real world rather than just virtual competition. Yeah, these things I like about.
I would also like to add, as Raunak has rightly pointed out, so the gamified version that we have of all the components that is there in the market is actually very interesting in this competition that I have not seen in any other. We won this in the second year of our MBA. We have also participated in this competition in our first year as a team, but there we could not get to the finals. But in this, I would like to say the gamified version of how the stock market actually behaves is also those concepts are like very well imbibed in the game, in the platform that they have given, Bajaj Finserv has given.
Yeah,
Okay.
and one thing I like to add, one thing I like to add, it's not for marketing, it's not for finance, it's not for operation. You have to think from all the verticals of the MBA or business. You have to come up with a solution which inculcate all the problems, like in terms of financial, in terms of marketing, in terms of operation. Then only you can come up with a real solution. Yeah, that's very important.
Now that's quite a detailed explanation of what the competition was about. I'm sure it would have been very enriching for the two of you. Okay, guys, tell us something more about stock markets and how investing works, because a lot of students who will be coming to B school do not have a finance background or do not belong to the commerce field. Some might be engineers, some might be from an arts and science background. So tell us more about this, and how did you all begin with this thing initially?
Yeah, so for me, I started trading around 4 years ago. At that time, I didn't know what is trading. I had no idea what are the share and what are the companies. So I started reading newspaper. It was Economic Times, from where I got to know like there is something called BSE, NSE. Then I opened my Demat account and invested 1,000 rupees without knowing anything. What is stock market? I invested 1,000 rupees, and in one day I made 50 rupees out of the 1,000 rupees. So it's like 5% in a day, not 5%, but around 0.5%. So I was impressed. Then I started learning like how trading works, what are the companies, and how to analyze. Then I understood that there is something called fundamental analysis, some technical analysis. Then I evaluating financials of the company, like what are the profit and loss, balance sheets. And after evaluating, now what when I do trading, I look at all the aspect of the company. Like the most important thing, how well, how important how valuable the idea of the company, and how feasible in the market the company has to sustain in long term. There are many companies which are making a lot of profit in short term, but if they cannot stick, we cannot do trading or investing in those companies. Similarly, that happened in the Bajaj Finserv Atom also. There were a lot of ideas. There were very good ideas, but which could not be implemented. So I didn't invest in those ideas. I looked at the practicality of the ideas. So because at the end, companies should get benefit out of those ideas. So I looked at the benefit, what company get out of those ideas, and according to that, I invested, and that's how I increased my net worth.
Okay, Disha, tell us about you. How did you think about investing, and where did this entire thought process develop?
So I was not aware about anything until I joined a B school. But that's when I came across that how actually stock markets work. I had an idea that okay, this is a stock market, but I was not actually into investing. I'm also a kind of a risk averse person. It's difficult to put your money and then to see it lose. Okay, because loss and gain are it's like there's no way you can get around it. That can happen to anyone anytime. So but then in B school, learning few things also from my friends. Raunak was there, and so many people in my class and in my batch, they used to trade. So I just start picking up things from my batchmates, and also some of the concepts from the class, that okay, how this is going to work, and I also started to trade. But yes, the same that I think I mentioned, that the risk averse I am, it didn't go away. So I don't invest so much. It is just so little amounts, but yes, it is important to do also. Uh, and then when this in the journey of Bajaj Finserv, then I realized that most of the ideas that people were bringing in, who actually want me as an investor to invest, but I was looking, yes, that whether this idea is actually feasible or not. There were so many teams who used to bring up so big ideas, but then sometimes you just don't understand that, okay, the idea that you're bringing in, and when you compare it with the other teams, then you realize that, okay, this is not going to work. And then the other idea, okay, this is not going to work. That is how you are being selective, and also you look a lot on practicality, feasibility, and about tomorrow. And that tomorrow is not very far. We are not looking at something, okay, 5 years down the line. The idea has to be something that comes in 1 to 2 years, unless someone else in the market comes up before you. So you have to be quick also in whatever idea you bring in. So there were a lot of aspects that Bajaj Finserv actually taught us during whole journey of the competition, of whole uh, just 1.5 month, I would say 1.5 to 2 months, everything analyzing, then again about feasibility, practicality. So that's how I also started looking at these things when I was actually trading in the stock market. So that is how you know that, okay, this company, the way it is going to the future, and the way the products it is launched, for the services it is coming in, might work, might not work. You have like you develop a sense that, okay, what is actually you want, where actually you want to put your money, how that idea should be, how that company should work. So that all came from, I think, this competition, that you get a better understanding to.
Okay, so would you say that all of this is intuitive, or do you have a lot of calculation behind the process of investing? Uh, Tell me, Disha.
In this competition, when we were analyzing the ideas, there were different parameters that we used to look at. It is not that the first part is obviously whether I like the idea, or the second part is there are so many different parameters. Like one I would like to name as that, whether my what as I investor, as I like, are there other investors also that are like the idea. So that gives you a perspective that yes, you are going in the right direction. Because if that is one parameter that you actually see on their gamified version on the app, that you get to know that, okay, how many views this idea gets, more like how many likes it has. So and then you have a limited amount of capital, as it happens in the real scenario also. Now you have to analyze that, okay, whether I should put it into one idea, and I should put it into two. So the how much amount you are going to invest in should be actually how much the share price and the shares that you can buy of another company. So there is a limit to that in the app. You cannot buy all the share of one company. So that is how you calculate, you put your perspective there, that, okay, for this company I would want to put X amount, so that it becomes Y in the next round, in the next phase. And you have to maximize your share. So you also need to check that, okay, should I divide, should I go 70/30, should I go 50/50, or should I go 50%, 100%, and what is my amount, whether it fits into that or not. So that is also, sometimes you like an idea so much, but then you don't have the money to invest in. So that is where you have to actually do all your mathematics, that how you're actually going to put your money.
Okay, Raunak, would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, so as Disha said, there are a number of parameters. Like it's an algorithm. Every company was given a share price starting with 10 rupees. Every company has a share price of 10 rupees. And every investor was given 1,000 coins virtually. So now what we have to come up with, how that share price will go up or down, and how much it will inflate. So for that, there were a number of parameters, and that's the crux of whole competition for investor. You have to find out what are the parameters. It's not one or two parameters. The more parameter you get, the more the price will go up. So you have to calculate, you have to make proper, like I also made a proper Excel sheet. So for every day, it was like 3 cycles in which price get updated. So I had an Excel sheet, the cycle time and every day twice. So at what time, at what day, what was the price? I had to look at the past. I had, so from basis of past, as well as considering various parameters, I was trying to figure out what price could have been in the future. It might go wrong sometime, it might go right, but as more parameter you get, more right price you get. So yeah, similarly I did, and we were able to make a good return out of that. But yeah, you have to look at long term also, because there were time when the other investors were trying to make their money, they increase their money in short term, in next day or next day only. But I was looking at the long term. In long term, my money should be highest rather than in short term. Because even if I make in short term, I might lose because I won't be able to invest in other things. So I was dividing my money in two parts, like 70%, 30%, and accordingly, the things which I found right, I was investing over there, and I was making money. And at one more important thing was when the competition was divided in 4 rounds: campus round, regional round, national round, and finale. So when campus round gets over, wherever your money is invested, if that team wins, your money get doubles. So that was very crucial point, because when one round ends, your money will get double if your team wins. So those at the when one round ends, that is very critical point to increase the worth, and that's how I was increasing my money. So in all 4 rounds, I invested in the right teams. Those team won. So my money got double in all 4 rounds, and that's was crux of this game.
Now, when investing comes in, there is a term called venture capitalists that we generally get to hear.
Yeah.
So, what do you think does this term mean, and how is it relevant to Bajaj Finserv Atom?
So, a venture capitalist is someone who's looking to give their money to invest in ideas or the companies, I would say, that would actually have a high growth potential. So they can make a lot of money out of it. And yes, at the same time, you must be solving a good problem that exists in the market. So that is how you know that this idea has the potential. That is where most of the people are looking at. So I would like to say that Bajaj Finserv, if I would say, we were also playing the role of a venture capitalist, where we had the money and we had to invest in the right kind of ideas. So yes, we looked at the high growth potential, and also we looked at, okay, what these ideas are going to bring to as a Bajaj Finserv. I looked at so many things that, okay, if I am a part of Bajaj Finserv, that, and if this ideas come up, that whether I am able to implement this as my company, what are my strengths, what I am good at, and whether this gives this is all that I have take, because I have to get it operational too. So the idea cannot be something that I would take a time for 3 to 4 years to get myself ready. It should be what I thought was, it should be just a matter of 1 to 1.5 to 2 years, where yes, it is there in the market. So looking at those things, and then comparing it with how Bajaj Finserv actually is, that yes, this would be the best thing, and practicality, feasibility, as I already mentioned. So so this is how I put my money as a venture capitalist. If I would tell that okay, that this idea is actually going to work on every stage, on every the 4 rounds of the competition, and also in the finale, when we went to the Pune to the finale. There were 9 teams that were there, and we saw, at that was the first time when we saw the detailed presentation of the ideas. Before that, we had a glimpse of into the ideas of the team, into the regional rounds and the national rounds. But when into the finale, we had the whole explanation of what was the idea about. So there, one factor that I also felt was something, the idea that the teams were able to explain well, that was easy to understand. I didn't realize until then that, okay, some ideas that were there in the finale, but when you listen to it, there's so many stakeholders involved, so many things going on. So I also looked at, okay, that whether someone would understand this. If I have if I am having a lot of questions, then how it is going to go to the market. So that is how I had invested, and that is how I believe venture capital would also do the same things when he is looking at actually the ideas.
Now, walk us through the entire process. What happened from the first round of the competition to the end, and what were the crucial aspects of the competition that everybody should keep in mind when participating in Bajaj Finserv Atom?
Starting with, as we said, the competition was divided in two verticals. One is as you participate as a team where you give idea to the problem given. Second, you can participate as an investor. So when you participate as a team, the first thing is you have to see with your team members. You have to do brainstorming, coming up with a practical solution, not an hypothetical. A very good solution, but that's hypothetical. And you have to look at the where you are implementing. For example, if you are implementing in India, it should be scalable in India. At the same time, it should be implementable because there are many ideas which can be implemented in other countries. But you have to look at the resources, what kind of resources we can get in India, what kind of rules and regulations we have in India, because there were many ideas. So I will talk about campus down only, starting with campus down. In campus down, there were around 60 to 70 teams from my campus only, and there were like 100 to 200 investors from my campus only. But so when I looked at the ideas in campus down, every team put their idea on a online platform. They pitched their idea. We had to evaluate. We had to invest money online only through that platform. So when I was looking at the idea, there were ideas so which are not allowed through regulations. Like they are good ideas, but regulations couldn't go to pass to that. So first you have to look at the whatever idea you're coming up with. Is it feasible in terms of regulations, in terms of scalability, in terms of scope? That was campus round. Then came to a regional round. In regional round again, where we were allowed to invest in teams of other colleges also. In campus round, we were able to invest in only campus teams. But then now we have come with like other IIM teams were also there. So we were looking at what are the profile of the teams. Like there are 5 team members. I was looking at the profiles of the team members. As I said, you need to look at from financial aspect, operations aspect, marketing aspect. So I was looking at the profile. If someone is doing MBA from marketing, someone is doing MBA in operations, someone is doing MBA in finance. So if a group has mixture of all the people, they might come up with a better idea than the people who are all from finance. So I was looking at the profile of the candidate also, because like they are the one who are creating a company. So if the vision and mission of those people who are behind the idea should be good, right? So I was looking at that. Then from regional round, we went to national round. Again, in national round, there were around 25 teams. We were able to invest in all the 25 teams. Then out of those 25 teams, in finale, the Bajaj Finserv called top 9 teams and top 5 investors in terms of net worth. So now this was the time in finale. I was able to realize that yeah, I am a real venture capitalist because all the 9 teams were presenting. We were not less than jury. The jury consists of CXO, but we were equal to them because if we invest the money in their ideas, then only they can win, right? So yeah, they were presenting their idea to us. They were explaining us how it is implementable, what the scope, how much return they can get. So we also evaluated all the ideas. All the 9 ideas were really good, but some ideas were better than others, right? So yeah, we consider various factors, as I said, like practicability and how in future if Bajaj Finserv want to implement this idea, will they get return out of this idea? That I considered, and according to that, I invested in 2 teams. One is 70% in one team and 30% in other teams. And fortunately, those both teams came first and second. So yeah, this was the process. And then next day, yeah, those were the team. After listening the ideas, the investor also had one-to-one interaction with CXO level people, where we have to pitch our strategy, how we came into top 5 investor, like what were our strategy, how we are different from other investors, how we were able to increase our net worth. So for me, the coin I got is 1,000 virtual coin in beginning. By the end of this national round, I had 47 lakhs virtual coin. So I had to present how I made this coin. Yeah, so that, and after listening all pitch of all 5 top investors, the jury decided that what strategy these people applied, and according to that, they decided top 2 investors.
Okay, that's a great process and a very different competition that we see and that we're seeing, because generally what we have are basic case study competitions now. So this is a very different competition. You have both rounds. You can either pitch your idea or you can act as an investor. Okay, again,
yeah, one thing I would like to add is they don't give you case. Even if you participate in a team, they don't give you case. They just give you problem statement. You can come up with anything you want. You are not like constant to anything. Like you have to solve this problem only. You're given one statement, you come with any idea you want. So you are open for that. That's a good thing about Bajaj Finserv.
Okay, that's great. Disha, coming on to you, did you have a jury who would monitor your investments, and did you have somebody to evaluate how many investors were there and how are they going to be ranked and your strategies for investing?
Okay, so when we started, there were around 1,500 participants who registered as investors in the competition from the campus round. And then actually, to the finale, there were five people who actually got a call to the finale. And so in this duration, when we were called for the finale, there was someone who was evaluating actually. So for all the rounds, they took the all my decisions, all the teams that I invested in during campus, regional, national, and then that's how they gave the result that okay, these five would be moving to the finale. What parameters they considered, that we are not aware at this moment of time, because no one shared us that okay, on what basis we are getting selected. But yes, the company did not actually mention that okay, on what basis they are calling us to the finale. What were the parameters they checked, we are not aware. But one parameter that was actually visible to all the investors was that who of them have the highest net worth. So we could see after every round, after every decision that we make, that who are the top people, top investors, and what is the net worth today. So that is how the sense of competition among us got strong. That okay, the XYZ person has this amount, so maybe I have to go up to actually make it to the finale. So top five were called. As I mentioned, the factors were not considered. But after that, we went to the finale. We heard the ideas of all the nine teams that were present, and then we took a decision. That was the last time that we had to actually invest. So the last decision we made, and the next morning we had a discussion with the CFO of the Finserv. Only he was there when with our interaction, no one else. So it happened to be him. It can be anyone for the next year. I suppose that's how it works. So we had an interaction. So he asked us on few of the parameters, that okay, what I was looking at in the competition, how my journey was, and what ideas choose, and the last teams that I was invested to the finals, why I chose those ideas over the others. So that was a brief discussion with the CFO, and I think that's how the event unfolded.
Corporate competitions tend to leave an impact on us, especially when you're participating in such large competitions where CFOs and CXOs are judging you. So, what learnings did you guys garner from this particular competition, that is Bajaj Finserv Atom? Raunak.
Learning in terms of, if I say, in terms of finale. So when I went to finale, that was the first time I was meeting someone who was at CXO level. I just read article of those people in newspaper, but they were there, and I was interacting with them one to one. So that experience I cannot forget ever in my life. That's more than anything, any other learning. Meeting those people, getting their insights, what they think. They really made us one to one. Everyone like there was a they were ready to meet. We can go, we can talk to them on any topic. They were open to that, and yeah, that experience I will never forget. Second thing is, yeah, I played this all competition around three things: planning, strategy, and consistency. So planning and strategy was required in all the competition, but consistency was very important part in this competition, because I had to stay in the game for 40 days. Because I see many participants who left the game in between, because their price their work went down, and they opted out, like they could not come back. I also went down many times, but I stayed in the competition. I said that there is nothing to lose, and if I win, I'll get some experience. So I stayed in the competition. So that consistency was very crucial. That's big learning. And planning and strategy, like what I want to do, that's planning. How I will do, that was part of strategy. And to do that, that was consistency. That's very simple.
Okay, now Disha and Raunak, both of you are national winners of Bajaj Finserv Atom Season 2. And we know that it is one of the top 15 corporate competitions. How do you think corporate competitions impact or benefit students of these schools? and why are they important? Disha.
So I would say when we talk about corporate competition, see, you don't have to miss any opportunity in your 2 years of B school. Uh, Everything actually in your 2 years of B school will give you something that you would require in your corporate career. So Bajaj Finserv, it actually taught us a lot about everything that Raunak mentioned. That okay, it is a 40-day process. You have to be in the competition. You have to evaluate. You have to see how the things are working. So B school competitions, they give you a platform where first of all you come as a team. You learn from each other. That is very important. You have discussions. Then you come up to solutions that where everyone agrees to it. Every one of your team agrees to it. You apply all the concepts that you have learned in the class. So this is where you are under a timeline pressure, and then you apply on the concepts. But then you actually do solve a real problem for the businesses too, because most of the competitions are they revolve around okay, how you solve this problem, or how, or what is your big idea that should come into the uh, that should actually come into life, I would say. So yes, I think every student should actually try and participate in the B school competitions, and I would say that they should start from the first year itself. First year you might not be aware of most of the things, but yes, this is a platform. You have to at least the experience of it, the journey of it would make you learn a lot. And then yes, finally if you win, and the pride that you carry, okay, not even, yes, it's not only a CV mark, but yes, the pride that you carry of the winning and the learning experience, the whole journey, it matters a lot, because that is just you would get to do in all in your college only. Post that, when you're actually in the business, you cannot you would be under pressure. These situations would be there, but yes, you have faced it all together before, at least in a simulated environment. You know that how this will happen, so probably it will give you a better understanding and the courage to do that.
Raunak, would you like to add something to it?
So as Disha said, CV point. You know, yeah. So as Disha mentioned, CV point. I would focus on that. That you really get a point about which you can talk for hours in your interview. Once that interviewer see that you have won some B school competition, or even you participated, you have gone to national level or regional level. That person, the perspective about you change in that person, and that you get a lot of thing to talk. So for me, all my interviews, my interview asked about my Bajaj Finserv, and I talked. And the other person was also interested to know what I really did. That's one thing, 3 point you get. Second thing is obviously you get learning from books, theoretical learning from books in MBA. But here it's not theoretical. You have to do a lot of analysis, lot of background research, and you get an holistic learning of all the verticals. Even I was from finance, so I'm from marketing. I had to learn other things also to win a competition. So that these two are major things I learned from a Bajaj. I would like to add one more point. So in future also, like whoever is doing in first year or in second year, don't miss B school competitions or corporate competitions. They are the best. Like the learning you get from corporate competitions are cannot be competing with any other. It's awesome. Like I can say that.
Is there any advice that you would like to give to the young guns who are going to join B school this year? Disha.
So, one advice I would like to say that you should go to a B school with an open mind. So many people are actually they're not they shy away from competitions, or I would say they are not able to. They find excuses that okay, we don't have time, we are working under pressure. But yes, B school is everything about handling situations under pressure. That is how you learn. So, and also about team, I would like to say that. It's better to find a good team with whom you participate in the competition. I would say first year the students should actually take part with different people in their batchmates, and gradually they should actually find the friends with whom they are very strong. They should find the strong friends, make up a team, and that is how they should approach the second year. So where because the probability of winning also increases, and I think that is the drive that students need, because you cannot go and participate in each and every competition and see, winning is actually what motivates a person. So that part should be there. And yes, learning in classes and then applying the knowledge is very important. You, as I said, it is the opportunity that you're giving, you might not get again. So you have to be well versed with how these things work, so that you are so much ready with your corporate culture. You actually have everything in the simulated environment. So better make most of it. So competition, I would say yes. Just go participate, whether it is B school. Start with competitions that are conducted by schools, different schools, rather than corporates. If someone is shy and is not able to, start with that, then go to corporates. So that is how you build. You know that how, and once you start participating, you go to the competitions. You interact with different teams of different colleges. You might get have a better understanding also, that you will never get a chance ever. So interacting with people, meeting new people, and then to the corporates or the different schools only. So this whole environment is important for the for actually the learnings to get better or have a better understanding of, to get a perspective.
What about you, Raunak? Would you like to add something to this?
When you enter in out of the comfort zone, do the things, explore new things. If it can be competition, it can be cultural activities, it can be in participating, working in committees, whatever it is, but do the things which you are not comfortable, because that's all about business. When you go in business, you have to interact with people. That's very important thing. So one of my mentor used to tell me, you have skills. What MBA does to you is it polishes your skills. So accept that thing, meet people, learn new things, and enjoy the journey. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. It's been lovely interacting with you, Disha and Raunak. Thank you so much for staying with us today. And we really hope that your views and your suggestions will help and motivate the young ones who are about to join college this year. And we wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. Stay home and stay blessed.